I'm 53 and I just quit my 9 to 5. I absolutely hated it. I think the young culture called it quiet quitting. I did not quiet quit, but it would be strategically called quiet quitting. I said, let me tell the truth. I hated that job. I absolutely loved what I did, but I did not. My lifestyle is not set up for any time constraints. A 15-minute break when I had to cook breakfast for my parents, go to the bathroom, make the beds, do laundry, and I had to put the Google timer on and run back to my desk. You could not be a minute late, and it would go against your adherence. And then a 30-minute lunch, even though you're working from home and you think it's ideal. And no, I'm not whining and bitching because I did do it, and I did it for 2 years. And I never even thought I'd make the 7 weeks training with perfect attendance. You couldn't miss one day. And people did. But I wanted to prove to myself, and I think there's a video, I congratulated myself for doing 7 weeks straight of training and not missing one day. And in my life, that's impossible. And my dad had a stroke and my mother had a heart defibrillator put in, and they live with me. Again, the deer are here just for y'all. The deer are here. You see them? That's here. That's why I come here, because I love everything God made. Appreciate the little things. You better appreciate the little things. I said, right now, ironically, the whole topic that's trending is I don't want to work a 9 to 5. And I've always been a free spirit. I've put in my time. I've worked, I told y'all, the bank, concierge, the hospital, doing grant stuff, corporation public broadcasting. I'm a free spirit. I like to go. I like to stay busy. I love to drive. No, I don't want to be a truck driver. I like to talk to people. I'm a very good typer. I type very well. I know I'm great at being anybody's administrator. Right now, I started my YouTube journey 4 years ago because I knew this could make room for the lifestyle I wanted based on where I am in my life. Being a mature mom, I want to be home with the kids that are 9 and 12, and I want to make money online, specifically on YouTube, cooking, because that's what we do every day. And then I found out people are eating on YouTube and people like watching people eat. So I was like, why not? And now it's second nature. I mean, I don't even think about it. I just upload. It's second nature. It is a part of my lifestyle. And I'm like, why not earn money every time you roll out a video? Sure, there's improvements I need to make, and I'm working on that. Every day I hold myself accountable on how I can be a better YouTuber. And I absolutely love my job. I know it's perfect for my lifestyle. If I can just earn $3,000 a month, $6,000 a month. Can you imagine? I'd be able to financially help my husband. We'd have ability to save money, save for retirement, travel with the kids. We're older, so we'll be slowing down at 65, but we've got the spice blend. We've got the Carter sauce. What if that actually earned enough money that we could retire early? That's what's happening for people on YouTube. I'm 53 and I hated my 9 to 5. I was a good worker. I did my best. I was accountable. Whenever I did something wrong, I would admit it and say, I'm sorry I couldn't be here on time, or I have to step away. You can go ahead and dock me, or my son has a soccer game. I don't want to miss it. My daughter has a doctor's appointment, or there's a field trip I'd like to go on. And so I purposely attended the things that I wanted to attend. I did not put any barriers or bars on. If there's a doctor's appointment, I did it just like I did as when I worked at the bank. My kids have a doctor's appointment, we're going to the doctor's appointment. I'm not missing their football game. I'm not missing their soccer game. All the games started at 5. So it's like the school system basically was like, oh, all these people in Denver don't work. So we know they'll be there at 5. And of course, me and my husband went to the fun run this past Friday. There was no brown people. None. I said, Arthur, were we the only ones? He said, yep. Because our lifestyle does not allow us to take off for our kids. And that is my point. I want to be present for my children. And I made a point to be there. And I'm not saying I quiet quit. I said, I'm going to clock out because I'm going to be at right now I'm out of work for 2 weeks now. So incidentally, the fun run, I was already out of work. And I was like, there's none of us here because they can't take off. Life is designed for us not to take off. And then you're missing out on your children's activities. But my point is it designed that way? No. But places keep us, because we are very far out in the country. And even if you did take off, I mean, you're like, was it worth it? But it's such a far commute back from the city to get here. Anyway, my point is, I did not quiet quit, but I made sure I attended what I needed to attend. And if that meant that I was being docked each time and my time was shrunk, then there you have it. And the reason it happened was I took off to judge the artwork. So you had to stay at 92 percentile. That took me down to 91. Then I got a warning because on my headset, they could hear me say, shh. Even though I didn't say shit, I said, shh. But I said it to my son or to my mom, and they could hear it in the headset. I didn't say it to the customer. And I admitted, I think I pinged my boss and said, I think I just said shh, and it was on the recording. And then 2 weeks later, he says, QA told me that they could hear you saying shh. I said, do you see the DM that I sent you where I acknowledged that I told you ahead of time I may have said shh, and it may sound like shit, and I'm just giving you a heads up that I may have cussed in the headset, but because I always try to be accountable, honest, forthright, because I'm about mine. I'm not gonna hide anything. And then the third one was, you had to stay at 92 percentile by October. And AJ had football in the month of September, and I went to every game, and I clocked out at 4:45. So they were like, oh, your time dropped. And then I went and judged the artwork. So I was like, well, I'm sorry. And at my time, I had reached that point. I put in that work, and I said, after all the roles I've had, this is my second work from home job. This call center was the most abusive. And when I say abusive, this is how customers were calling in. Where is my refrigerator? Where are my windows? They were supposed to be here last week with my windows. For God's sake, where are my windows? So you have to go call, find their windows. More than likely the windows ain't been ordered or they're behind because of all of America. And I have to come back to the phone and say, I'm sorry. And my heart's starting to get tight just thinking about it. And I'd say, I'm sorry. It looks like they're still on back order. Then you're a bombardment of anger, frustration, angst, and you're not trying to you're not supposed to buy into their anger, but if you continue to hear it rapid fire, because there's only a 2-minute pause between each call. You have to type your notes, then you're hit with another one. Where's my deck? I don't understand. Where's my deck? Ooh, my chest gets tight. I did my time. And this lady said, I did call center once. My hair fell out. You're constantly being barraged. And I said, you know what? You have to know when it's your time. And I hated that people were disappointed and didn't have their product. And yes, I was an angel and a saint and a saving grace to troubleshoot and put the fire out. But I did that long enough. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I did it. You do not have to be under that kind of duress in a 9-to-5. It's not healthy. And I'm 53. And then I have to run downstairs and check his sugar and make sure he takes his units and then help my mom not spaz out and accept a computer bug It was just so many things, and kids going to the school and forgetting water bottles. No, no, I'm too good for that. I'll figure it out. I'll go find another job. I know my husband's not happy about it. I know, but I'll figure it out. That type of stress, no. So you don't have to be stressed out. And they, like the lady said that talked about her 9 to 5, and people were coming for her saying she was lazy, or you left an 8 job for 25 years. Believe me, she got a good check. She got a good pension. 25 years, they give you something. She put her money into she good. And if you pull 25 years, you did your time. I did 8 years at the bank, and I still walked away with a very, 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 very good nest egg. Spent it all, but I had to live. I had to live. Rambling. Y'all stay focused and watch God. And I worked a 9 to 5, and I'm 53, and I hated that job. And somebody else can do that, because I no, and no, and no. And the people told me that's a very rough company, and I was like, nah, I've always wanted to work there. I'm giving y'all the lake view. I am. I was all proud to work there, but then I got so many warnings, and I was like, no, that can't be true. I was like, oh shit, oh okay, Lord, it wasn't supposed to be 15 minutes, y'all.